No, I said I point out Charlie Kirk.
Yo, what's happening?
Brother, how you doing?
So, man, let's get into what you're talking about, bro. Now,
I appreciate you calling in as well.
Absolutely.
And I respect what you do, and I'm a fan of your work, too.
No doubt. But, brother, you know what you said about Breonna was very disrespectful. You understand that, right?
I understand that I should have been a little more sensitive with the last part, but it was designed to start a conversation. I did say under no circumstance did she ever deserve to lose her life. But if there was circumstantial evidence to where a warrant was signed and executed and police were fired on, there is special circumstances to this case, and I do believe the case is being sensationalized for political purposes. And that's the nature of the text.
That's not what you said, bro.
That is exactly how I tweeted it. It was, and if anyone feels is disrespected, and I spoke to Breonna's sister today, and I apologize to her, and I said under no circumstances did I want this to take away from what's going on and the actual fight. This is to enable people coming forward and eradicating poverty, eradicating the real issues.
All right, so JW, why do you think you need to be a spokesperson for Black people?
Because I feel that I have the fundamental understanding and the framework to bring real innovative ideas to the table. I understand. I understand quantum physics. I understand the nature of reality. I understand the nature of reality. I understand game
Black
theory.
People don't have the fundamental understanding of reality.
I did not say that. I say I do not hear it when people are speaking about the cause. I've never heard anyone distinguish between cooperative and competitive games, and that's the issue we're having. This zero-sum economy, this system that's the problem.
You're veering off, brother. Right now,
no, I'm not. I'm not veering off. This is the cause. This is the exposure to police brutality, the exposure to poverty.
We're talking about you right now, Jay.
And I have a level of understanding that I have not seen in the game, and I look at everyone, including yourself.
So you think that you're more qualified to talk about Black issues than Black people?
Yes, sir. Based on my fundamental understanding of the nature of reality, the nature of reality. Yes, I say that with the utmost respect to you. I dedicate my life to this every day.
You just said that you're more qualified to speak for Black people than us.
On the solutions. Let's talk. No, we're talking about the actual ideas that are brought to the table.
What you want to do is practice.
And we can list the ideas. We're having an intellectual conversation. We're not just regurgitating.
That's very interesting. You just admitted that you're more qualified to talk about Black issues than Black people.
And I clarified that's based on my understanding of quantum physics. The actual. Let me speak. Let me speak. I clarified.
I wanted to establish.
Listen. Let me explain. Let me explain.
You just admitted it. That
no, I did not. You're pinning that for your own individual gain, and that's
bullshit. I just asked you, sir. You just said
and I began to clarify and let me speak.
About Black issues and Black people.
And I spoke to you. I clearly communicated. Let me tell you something. The reason why I agreed that yes, I am the most qualified to speak on it has nothing to do with
because you're white.
That would be contradictory to the message that I'm bringing. Skin color is irrelevant. We're talking about ideas. We're talking about fundamental understanding of reality and having the framework to speak about innovative ideas.
You're babbling now, brother.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. You are babbling. You're not saying that you're pointing a picture. No, there's no white supremacist ideology.
We should not let people who are not in our culture get in our culture and try to
I am in your culture. Didn't you just hear a childhood friend of mine say that I grew up with all Blacks?
You're having a colonizer mentality. You say
no, I'm not. Oh, I'm a colonizer who's talking about socialist economy and creating a non-zero-sum game. Does it seem like I'm trying to benefit my color? I'm talking about moving out of this colonization, out of this economy.
As a slave owner.
What? No, I'm trying to decrease ownership and increase equality, move into a truly socialist economy.
Yo, word to the mother. That is never impressive.
No, see, that's your tip. You got to bring ideas to the table. What is your idea? What can we do to eradicate poverty?
The same anti-Black, white supremacist racism as other white supremacists.
No, you have not. You've never heard anyone speak to you about cooperation and love and unity and low entropy. You don't even understand what entropy is, brother.
You're just saying random stuff.
No, I'm not. It's fundamental. It's what allows us to understand the passage of time It describes our universe's expansion. It explains how we extract energy from heat. You need to be educated by me right now and quit putting up this facade for your own personal gain, because I'm built for this. Let me help you be built for this.
Babbling, brother.
No, I'm not. I'm speaking about the nature of reality and the emergent systems. Having a fundamental. Do you understand the difference? Do you understand the difference between cooperative and competitive game theory?
You're the best spokesperson for black people. What should black people do to replace the system of white supremacy with the system of justice?
Detach from the institutional narratives that are perpetuating the system, that are fed to black Americans through hip-hop culture that has been a prominent figure in the upbringing of black children since the single parent rate skyrocketed with the liberal welfare system.
So hip-hop is the problem. That's what you're saying?
The narratives that are forced by the hip-hop gatekeepers are the problem. Like the narrative.
Gatekeepers? Who are the hip-hop gatekeepers?
You tell me. Who allows?
I don't know who you're talking about.
The narratives to be fed into hip-hop.
Who are the hip-hop gatekeepers?
Hip-hop, whoever, the people that speak about the narratives. Like the narrative that they need their rapper to be authentic. That they're not really living what they rap about. That is a narrative that perpetuates young men into believing that to have success in the music game, they got to have street cred. They got to have drip. They got to be a consumer. That's what prevents black ownership and economic advancement, is these narratives in hip hop. Also, the narrative that you should, the narrative to fuck a bitch and send her home in an Uber pool. The narrative of running through women without responsibility is what's skyrocketing the single parent rate. Are you aware of the single parent? Are you aware of the single parent rate in America? And is it a problem?
You're a hip hop producer, right?
Yes, sir.
Why do you produce music like that?
Because I grew up listening to it, and I'm fascinated by hip hop music.
So you know you're producing music that is detrimental to black society.
And at the same time, I speak out actively every day about detaching from the narrative. So you asked me what type of ideas I had, and I began to drop gems as I always do. Because that's what I do every day. Because I'm a clumsy motherfucker. I drop gems all day. I need you to catch them so we can fucking eradicate these problems. So we can really progress.
Capitalizing on black destruction, and then you're
complaining about black destruction. That is the opposite. I'm speaking out about the narratives that are being fed through hip hop to kids in single parent homes. But you're a hip hop producer, and you produce music like that. You produce that kind of music. No, I make instrumental music. An artist has the freedom of speech to say whatever they want, and hip hop should not be the father of kids. It's been politicized, for political purposes.
Why is it okay?
The combination of the single parent rate skyrocketing to 72%, and the prominent.
Listen.
Yes,
70% of the hip hop music buyers are white people in your community. Why is it that your community likes to perpetuate anti-black narratives?
That's fallacy to speak on, because we know what type of music that black culture loves to listen to too. You're assuming that it's white kids that want to see black people doing it, this and that. That's inaccurate. We all have a fascination to danger. We have a fascination to living fast and dying young.
So now you're just doing I'm white, not say so. You're just saying anything right now. So
no, I'm dropping gems on you. I need you to catch them.
You're not giving facts. So you're just
saying anything. What wasn't factual about what I just said?
I just told you, but there's proof that 70% of the hip hop buyers are white people. White people buy more hip hop than everybody.
And would you not say that hip hop has been a blessing for young black men, specifically in America, to advance economically, and that consumerism allows for economic advancement in that sense?
Now, how does this tie into eradicating systematic white supremacy?
By detaching from the narratives that perpetuate the system, the zero-sum game that we're in, where the rich get rich and the poor get poor.
That doesn't mean anything. Those are random words.
No, they're not random. You're just not aware of the meaning, brother.
No,
you want me to explain any of the meaning? Which
just saying,
you need help with understanding. And this ain't no spinning it like I don't think you're capable. Because I ain't no fucking self-hating bigot with low expectations of my black peers. I ain't no self-hating bigot. I expect you to be capable of this shit. I expect Tamika to have the information to really go out and cut the throats of the system. And that's what I'm on. Some cutthroat savage shit. Eradicating the system. I ain't no Republican.
Okay, you're not a Republican. You were saying some things about the Democrats. You're saying that black people are wrong for supporting the Democrats and all this stuff. So are you a conservative?
I have conservative values aside from religion and nationalism. I have no connection to the flag. I have no connection to any plagiarized biblical creation stories that are used as institutional narratives to perpetuate the system as well. Keep people going to work every day, getting slaved by the industrial slave trade. Oh, when I die, I lived a healthy life, and that's when I'll get mine. All these narratives are what perpetuate the system.
Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. Do you think that Donald Trump is a racist?
I believe he said some things that were retarded, like retweeting the dude on the golf course, on the golf cart. I thought that was disgusting. But the fact is, Donald Trump just passed the First Step Act, which is the most aggressive prison reform in recent history, disabling what Bill Clinton, the liberal president, enacted with the 3 strikes you're out. That skyrocketed black incarceration rates.
So
black incarceration was skyrocketed by the liberal Bill Clinton.
So
he afterwards said it was his biggest mistake.
So the prison reform, what does that have to do with black people?
Because young black men are being targeted for minor crimes in the court system.
So in order for
like marijuana.
So let's get straight. So in order for black people to benefit from a policy for Trump or Clinton, they have to be criminals.
No.
That's what you're saying. When
Trump,
I ask you if
another major problem in black America is red listing. Listen, no, they're not. They're not. And I'm going to speak more. Let me speak. Trump passed the act where parents can choose what school to send their kids to, kind of disabling redlining that was designed to limit education.
That didn't disable redlining, but go ahead.
And gentrification. There are laws being passed.
Did not disenable gentrification.
Trump has passed some aggressive reform. Now, do I believe he has some white supremacist ideology inherited from his ancestors? Yes. Do I believe he has any business? Does he have any business being in office? No, he is not qualified. Is Joe Biden qualified? Is that who you want running the country?
Oh, I'm apolitical. I don't support any of it.
And me too. And you see my messages as well. I'm about I'm about a socialist. Would you agree that we're better off as a group of people, human beings, in a global socialist economy where there's a minimum standard of living? There's a minimum standard of living for those in poverty and a maximum for the elite.
The only socialism is systematic white supremacy. That's the only socialism on the planet.
No, it's not, because don't you know there's genocide in Africa. There's a major slave issue in Libya, and we're talking about global capitalist economy, which is the white American dollar, and it's a problem, and we're detaching from that.
Happen in Africa are orchestrated by the white supremacists, because Africa is controlled economically and politically by the white supremacists. Now, that's either true or not.
So that's more of a message to detach from the system and the narratives that perpetuate
the system of white supremacy. That's the only system.
And you understand the nature of all human civilizations, right? We evolved as a species in survival of the fittest conditions, and humans have enslaved each other since the beginning of humanity. Polynesians in India, there was more slaves in India alone than the entire Western Hemisphere. But that narrative isn't told. You know that, right?
We don't live in India. We live in America, in a country that foundational black Americans built. And for
exactly, and I believe in reparations, and I speak about real reparation ideas, like giving all black Americans $25,000 and $25,000 if they pull it into a business. It's all about
reparations ideas. Huh? What's your idea of reparations for black people? What do you think black people should?
I believe that all black Americans deserve a $25,000 check, where if they invest it into a business, they get another $25,000 check from the government to increase black ownership and economic advancement.
So 400 years of vile anti-black slavery, whippings, breeding, selling.
You gotta understand that there's been reparations. There's already been reparations in our society. Affirmative action is a form of reparations.
Affirmative action benefits you more than black people. Affirmative action.
And it's being corrupted. It's being corrupted by the system, but the intent is to give opportunity.
No, why did you bring up affirmative action? That doesn't
because that is a form. That is a form of the government trying to help black people exposed to poverty advance economically, and that's what we're all about. That idea didn't work, but the intent may have been
because it didn't work because your community started getting all the reparations.
And I'm a leader to eradicating that. I'm not trying to perpetuate that system. I'm fighting to disable that system.
But you tried to be deceptive, though.
No, I'm not. I'm not being deceptive at all.
As if it benefited black people, and it failed. It didn't benefit black people, and that's why it failed us. It benefited your community, but not us. More white.
How did it specifically benefit white America?
Because white women became classified as minorities directly when the affirmative action bills passed, and they got the brunt of the benefits. White gay people get affirmative action.
So feminism isn't a problem.
White people who have 134th Native American, they get affirmative
action. You're saying that it brought
attention
attention to other people that were oppressed as well, and that other people are benefiting from the white man's oppression of history.
None of your people were oppressed like
these aren't my people. You're my people. Me and you are the same thing. We're the same exact thing.
I wouldn't say no
yes,
disrespectful shit about a black woman getting shot while she was naked.
There was no. I said under no circumstance.
Are very different. I wouldn't.
No, we have the same. We have the same biology.
Shot in her fucking sleep while she's naked.
She wasn't. She wasn't asleep. That's misinformation.
That sister was naked and she got shot in her.
And that's completely. And that's and never once did I ever say that was justified. I said specifically.
You did justify it, bro.
I said under no circumstances should she ever be shot.
You know better than that. You wouldn't say that about a white woman in any sense of the word. And
Hell yes.